Hey guys, let's talk death. Let's talk death. So, by now, unless you're a newborn, and even if you were a newborn, we've all lost someone who was great to us. We gotten that they were a good person by definition or a bad person by definition. We've all lost someone who was great to us. I recently went to the funeral of a loved one. And this is not the reason I've wanted to do a video about death for a very long time. But I was in the state of mourning people who were very dear to me, who had passed on over decades ago. And I'd not let them go. And that was my curiosity behind the continuance study of death. I'm going to ask a few questions and you can leave your response in the comments, but I want to talk about death because we know life. Life is serious. Life is real. Life makes us all feel real. You know? Life gives us swag. Life gives us courage, charisma, beauty, health. We continue because of life. But death, what is that? So, I met my friend when I'm calculating 9 years old or 8 years old. And she passed away this year on Valentine's Day after coming home from dinner with her husband. She died in the car after dinner with her husband. And I still have questions, but that's besides the point. But that triggered me to re-enter that realm of death. So I had this conversation with my son today, and he was spiritually triggered. And we had a conversation where I had to establish to him, look, my love, we are strangers. I am no more than a stranger to you than you are to me. We are playing family. You carry with you the bloodline of me, my mother, my father, my husband, his mother, his father, and on. We're a whole bunch of strangers playing family. We can do this the nice way, or we can do this your way. Your way is not too nice, but we can do this the nice way. And he looked at me and he calmed down and he re-triggered me back to the realm of death. What do I think about death? If I'm honest, I personally think death is no different than life. I remember being pregnant with my son. This may sound so stupid to so many people, but I remember when I got pregnant with my son, I was in such a deep spiritual darkness. I remember sitting in class in 7th grade and my teacher telling me and my classmates about biology and where humans come from. And I remember not receiving that too well. So when I was pregnant with him, I took the journey of asking my mom and dad about my genetic background. And they had very few answers. If you've ever listened to any of my previous videos, you will know I'm of African descent by way of slavery. So my people have very little assets when it comes to who I am and where I come from. So when I was pregnant with him, I remember I was crying on the floor, pregnant with a belly. And my only concern at that time was, who am I and where do I come from? And my mother couldn't answer that. She had her story and her mom's traumatic story in her mind, and that was it. She did not know her father's first and last name. She did not know the first and last name of her siblings' fathers. She didn't even know her own mother's first and last name. She knew her mother by her nickname. I asked her for my grandmother's birthday. She could not answer that. And all these people are dead. And I remember after I got off the phone with her, I was crying. And I got off the phone with her, and I felt this energy come over me. And it kind of confirmed to me, do not pay attention to this reality. You are greater than. And when I was sitting at my friend's funeral this past Saturday, I felt that same energy come over me. When I was standing at the cemetery adjacent to her casket, I felt that same energy come over me. It's something that tells you you're beyond this. Understand that you're beyond this and move on from this. Because we all have to face this crossroad, but it doesn't have to be the way that we make it to be. I remember the day that my mom told me that she'd passed away. And as my mom was talking to me, the memories of every situation that we shared, and this woman was such a beautiful spirit. Everything that we shared flowed through my mind. And I remember saying to myself, God, we had such a short time together. And as I sat at her funeral, I listened to her sister scream in pain and agony of the loss of her sister. I listened to her daughter scream, oh my God. And all I could think about is, what is this? What is this that we're experiencing? What is this? I'm going to tell you. Do I believe the realm of death is real? Yes. The realm of death is very much so real. However, do I believe that when you die, you're gone forever? No. I do not believe that when you die, you are gone forever. I believe that just as we are born and we do not know where we came from prior to being born, when we die, we have that period of knowing. Just as when we are born, we have that period of knowing. It is that time space that creates that distance between knowing and unknowing. I remember coming into America in 1989 and knowing. Between 1989 and 1995, I traveled from knowing to unknowing. And then I had to re-know myself. I believe the same is for death. In all honesty, do I believe that my friend is gone forever? No. Do I believe that she may or may not choose to come back here in another life form? I honestly do believe that. She may or may not choose to come back here. She may come back here as her daughter's best friend. It's all on her. But all I know is, when I think of death, I don't think of it the way that most people think of it. Regardless if you die young by accident or die old. Death is something that is so sacred. We experience life. We experience being born, and we take that as granted. When we're about to die, when people are getting old, or when someone gets sick, or when someone dies accidentally, we take that as shock. Oh my God. And I don't take it that way. And I think it forces me to process the person's life as I knew it differently. You know? Like, imagine if you knew that your friend, your family member, your colleague passed away, but they can come back. However, when they come back, they may or may not remember who you are. That forces you to process their current life, the life that they just left, differently. And I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with that, and I'm dealing with the lives of very significant individuals that I've lost. Life and death is so sacred. And all we can do is love while we're alive, live while we can, and keep going and learning. And I don't know who you are. If you stumble upon this, just know that if you lost a loved one, I don't know what you believe in, but just know they're here with you. I personally believe they have a choice to come back if they choose to. Just like we are born and we do not know where we came from prior to this. We have some children are born knowing that they were here before. And that triggers a lot of us to question, was I? But regardless if you were here before or not, understand that it's out there. Okay? That's the least that I can say. It's out there. Death is not the end. Life is not just the beginning. And we need to all understand and process that on a level that we can all understand. Guys, I love you all. I love humanity. And I hope you guys be safe this 2021. It's hard. Just be safe, okay? It's getting rough, you know? Just be safe. I'll talk to you guys again.